my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica and I created Dolled by J. So in today's video, I have a fun video. I always like to do opinion videos. I feel like you guys give me the best feedback on them and you just love them for some reason. Probably because I'm super honest and I'm just myself. I mean, I'm myself always, but you know what I mean. I love to watch fashion channels and I want part of this channel to have a fashion direction as well and not only beauty. So I have been doing more fashion oriented content, as you can probably see over the last few months. But I love watching people's like 6 worst designer buys and 6 best things. Seeing all of the resurgence of all the nostalgia 90s fucking trends that are coming back lately, I decided to do a handbags that are over video because some handbags have come back for the fall, such as the Prada reissues, the Fendi baguettes, the Dior belt, the saddle bags, of course, who could miss those? But there are a lot of bags that haven't come back, and these are the ones that I've noticed. And if you guys love them, obviously fashion is very personal, fashion is very subjective. This is my opinion of things that I've noticed that are just kind of over for now. I'm not sure, maybe they'll come back, maybe we'll have a whole like revolution of these bags again. Today's beverage is Diet Coke. I always think it's fun to do a beverage of the day. It's just like an extra little personal touch. Let me know what you think. I have my laptop here, and when I have my laptop means I mean business. So first, let's go into the handbags that are over. So the first bag on the agenda is the Givenchy Antigona. So this bag was literally like every fucking influencer and their mother and their child and their ancestors, I swear, suddenly had like an Antigona bag on Instagram, and it was like, look at me and my Antigona, blah, blah, blah. To be fair, it was a very practical looking bag. It was very like structured, kind of like boss lady, kind of cool. The thing though is like that thick zipper on top, honestly, just looked like it was a recipe for disaster. Like I went and tried one on and I could feel it was like scratching. And I was like, imagine you're in a hurry and you're like reaching your hand through that and it's just like a cheese grater on your flesh. Less dramatic terms probably, but that's what it kind of reminded me of. I was like, I don't really know if I'm like into this. And honestly, the bags themselves, they just look like really rigid and like tight. Like one scratch on that thick, tight leather that's like unpatterned, the whole bag's just like kind of ruined. You know what I mean? There's no texture, nothing. And I just found that everyone kind of had the same ones and it was just kind of like nothing special, you know what I mean? And then suddenly they just kind of fizzled, and now like you see them on all these resale websites and they're like so cheap, and it's just like, I don't know, like I have no reason to get one. I'm not interested in them at all. Givenchy's not really having a handbag moment right now, like at all. And so you'd think they'd kind of like reinvent them and do like, I don't know, some kind of other cool patterns or textures and really bring them back. Maybe they will in the future, but for now I just think they're kind of dead in the water. Okay, next might offend some people, so sorry if that's you, but these are just my opinions of what I think is like dead. That is the anything Gucci Marmont line. Okay, I'm sorry, but like I know everybody in the world has a Gucci belt, and I do think the gold are actually cute, and I want the one with like the snake on one side and then the plain G on the other. They're just so oversaturated, and the thing is like if you're gonna buy a designer, I just don't want to have like the same shit as everybody else. You know what I mean? And I feel like every single person in the world ended up with like something Gucci Marmont, whether it was like a Gucci Marmont belt, Gucci Marmont bag, Gucci fucking shoes with the logos. It's just got to be so gaudy, and like everyone had it. And it's just like, if you're gonna spend the money, it's like, what is the point of having the same thing as like literally every other person? I will say they had some really cool velvets. I loved like the deep pink velvet purse they had with that gold hardware and everything. I thought that was really cool, but I don't know. I just feel like it was fun for a second, and then it just got too obnoxious and like too oversaturated. And I was just, every single person had like Gucci, Gucci, Gucci on their Instagram. And I will say though, I really love their Dionysus collection with like the snake, and then all the different like patterns and all the different textures. They did that in leather, they did it in canvas, they did printed flowers, they did different gemstones on the hardware. I just thought that was a really cool line and way more personable, and there was different Dionysus bags you could get, all different sizes. Same with the Marmont, of course. I just found the Marmont is kind of more like a caricature purse. Like it was just so much. I don't know. I just was never like obsessed, you know what I mean? And I just feel like now they've really dated themselves, where it's like oh, that's so like 2018, you know what I mean? I'm just kind of like, I don't know, like they have to think of something better. And even now their vintage print is like even way more popular than the Marmont. People are like left, right, and center wearing like the Gucci vintage all over again. That's one thing, is like if you're gonna invest in fashion, try and get something timeless, at least in the beginning, because you're gonna be able to wear it over and over and over and over and over again. And fashion will always repeat itself, especially for those timeless staples. Okay, the next bag is, I mean, I know the last one wasn't a bag, it was like a line that I just probably offended everyone by, but sorry. The next is the Louis Vuitton Speedy bag. So these bags, oh my gosh, this brings me back to the days. I remember I was 14 years old working one of my first jobs ever. I worked for Aldo Shoes. I was in the mall and I thought it was the coolest fucking bitch ever, getting to work in the mall. 50% discount off shoes. And we got this new manager and she was literally like biggest bitch of bitches. Maybe this is why I don't like this bag. Maybe I have like some personal issues behind this, but she always walked up. Her name was Vana, like sorry if I ran into you somewhere now, like nothing personal, but back in the day, like you were rude. She would literally walk in and with her fucking thing and just be like, and it just had this fucking smirk and it was just like, anyways, that's the last person I remember who I knew who carried this bag, and that was in like, fuck, 2006 or something. That was a while ago. It wasn't 2006, maybe it was. What year is it? Where am I? It was a while ago, and I just remember like, everyone had those bags, and they were cool. And then Louis Vuitton kind of evolved, and then they became more back oriented about their luggage, and then they had some cute bucket bags, and then everyone all of a sudden was like never full, never full, never fulls again. And now they have this really cute round one that looks like back like a little luggage. I don't know the name. I'll insert it over here. And then those little box bags that are literally like this tiny, like smaller than this laptop, and they're like $4,500 or something crazy. Those are cute though. But yeah, I just find that the Speedy bag was kind of like the original, like really affordable Louis Vuitton bag. That's like, again, that awkward like center zipper where you're just gonna throw all your shit in, kind of like the Antigona, and like it's just open awkwardly, and I don't know, top handle. It was kind of just like a early 2000s bag. You don't see anyone wearing them anymore. And it's like, whether I had that fucking bitch manager or not, I don't think that I would want one right now. Not that it's to say that like, if you have one and you love it, wear it. But I just don't really see them around. And I think they're not really like a current fashion that we're all wearing. It's like how like people aren't really wearing like pearl necklaces. Like those aren't really like a thing right now. You know what I mean? Might come back, might not. Okay, next, the Balenciaga City bag. The Balenciaga City bag is still sold, it's still alive and well. I still see some people with it. But Balenciaga has really like completely overhauled themselves to be completely like logo oriented, and they had all those shopping totes with just the Balenciaga. Now they have like those cute little kind of abstract A-line looking bags with the bees hanging down. They have really cute handbags right now. But yeah, I don't know. The City bag is just like very, again, early 2000s with like kind of boho looking with like the tassels. I just feel like a lot of people aren't really into the whole like boho vibe right now. And yeah, that bag is just, it's still being sold. It's still a classic, but I don't really see people like purchasing them, and don't really see it as like a sought after item. Not to say, again, if you own it and you love it, wear it. Fashion is completely individual, but I just think right now it's like not having a moment, and I'm not sure if it will have a moment again. Next, I'm gonna maybe offend some more people, but I actually really wanted one of these for like the longest time, and now I just don't see the point of buying it. It's the any of the YSL wallet on chains with the tassels. I love Saint Laurent, obviously, and I love all their stuff. I think it's just timeless, it's classy, it's ladylike, beautiful. I love that it's like has a legacy. The brand's been around for a long time. I love their fragrances, I love their makeup, everything. But the wallet on chains, I just remember like those were from my days of like going to the club, and it'd be like a line of girls, and every single fucking girl in their mini dress and their platform heels would have a YSL wallet on chain with a tassel. And then all I would hear about is how the tassels would like fall off sometimes. And like those were like the it bag on social media. Like I remember at first when they came out, I think they were like $1,500 or $1,800, and then they jacked up the price suddenly by like $1,000, and people were like, what the fuck, because they became so trendy. And now like no one wears them, and it's like people, I do see the wallet on chains sometimes, but I think now they're more about like their Lulu or their Lulu like camera bag, their mini Lulu. They have some really cute bags. I love all their bags. But the Vuitton chain, I think, is honestly just kind of over right now. It's just a bag I remember from like 4 years ago that like every like hoe for show was wearing. So yeah, I don't know. It's just over right now. Next is, oh, the MCM backpacks. Okay, so remember these MCM backpacks? They were originally kind of part of the whole like the mini backpack trend phenomenon that came about. But at first it was like the bigger backpacks that were popular. And then I remember it was like Gucci had their backpacks, and then there was like some Dior printed backpacks. But the MCM ones were kind of like, they were around for that whole backpack trend. And I remember like all the rich kids when I was in university would like walk by with their fucking MCMs, and I would always be like, how do you have a $900 backpack? And like, I'd be so bitter. But now I'm just kind of like, I don't know, you don't see anyone really wearing them. They're not really like a thing. And I just think they're kind of over. And also like then suddenly it was crazy where everyone wanted the Louis Vuitton backpacks. So I just think that those are just kind of over right now. They had their moment, they might come back, but for now they're done. Okay, next is, unfortunately I'm sad to say this, the Celine luggage bag. I keep seeing them on those like resale places, and also I just don't see them anymore in stores. Celine's completely redone all their bags, and now they're just kind of like a thing of the past, but I did think they were like the ultimate. They were like a cool bag. Like that was a fucking cool bag to own. It was completely unlike anything any other designer did. It was so inventive, and I really honestly hope they bring them back because I think they're gorgeous. And if you own one, please wear them as much as you want. But I just think at the moment their moment is done. And I don't know, I hope they come back. I think they're so pretty with like the suede and the mixed leather, and then all the colors they did too. They were so creative. There was like yellows, there was creams, there was reds, there was green. It was stunning. And oh, this one, this is one of the last. So the Chloe Nile bag. I remember when these first came out, they were kind of weird. It was like, why would you want to wear a bag that has like a circle handle that's disattached from the bag itself? So every time you need to open it, you have to like use two hands. But then suddenly those bags took Instagram like by storm, and like all your favorite bloggers and influencers were wearing those bags. Suddenly they're completely sold out. They're like hard to get. They're like a buzzword thing. Everyone wants it because of course people want what they can't have. And it kind of reminds me honestly of like this new Bottega craze that's going on, where everyone's like, I need a Bottega pouch, I need a Bottega, like the woven bag, everyone needs that. And it's like creating all this buzz, but it's also, I think, gonna date itself too, where people are gonna be like, oh, remember in like 2020 when Bottega was like this huge thing? How like the Chloe Nile was the huge thing, and like, I wanna say like 2018, even into 2019 a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. I think that they are pretty, but no one really talked about Chloe much either before those bags, other than the Susanna boots. The Susanna boots are fucking gorgeous, and I still want a pair. I think they're beautiful. But yeah, I think just that those Nile bags are like not really having a moment anymore, and they're just kind of done. And maybe they will bring them back. Last bag, you guys might murder me. Not necessarily that it's over, but I just think for right now, it doesn't make any sense why you would purchase one. And if you want to purchase one and you think it makes sense, please talk to me in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong, but the Dior book tote. I love Dior so much. I think it's so timeless, classy, beautiful. I have like so many videos about Dior stuff because I love Dior. But the book tote is like a woven fabric bag, and it's winter right now. And it's like, I'm sorry, but I don't understand who's gonna go and spend like $4 grand on a woven fabric tote you're gonna get stuck in the rain. They're so big, they won't even go under your umbrella. And what if it snows? Like, are you gonna weatherproof that thing with like a spray, you know? And I just feel like for summer, they were so much fun. They were so colorful, so dynamic, all the canvas, very eclectic. And I just feel like for winter, they do have like, there's like that tartan line, which is cute. There are some leather ones. I just don't really see them being practical. And also they're like wide open. So if you're stuck in the rain or anything, the bag is so boxy, like it's not really gonna close easily. There's no zipper. I don't know, I just don't see the point of spending that much. I think for winter and fall, having like a nice leather tote or leather goods makes way more sense, or like vegan leather, whatever you're into. I don't think there's anything wrong with these bags. I think they're cool. I think they're super cool and they're very different. But I just think for right now, like they're not really having their moment. They definitely had their moment in the spring, summer, and last summer too, and it was all about the Dior and the book totes. And I think now a lot of their other bags, such as the saddle, are definitely getting a bigger moment. I mean, the saddle never really the moment never stopped, and I don't know if it will stop, honestly. Like, they're like on a roll with the saddle, but I just think the book tote for now is kind of like, it's taking a little breather, but I think it's gonna come back super strong for spring, summer. Those are just my thoughts. Hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun for me to film, and I always love talking about fashion, and it's definitely a big passion of mine. If you did enjoy this video, thank you so much for watching. Please give it a like, I would really appreciate it, and also subscribe. I would love to have you back on my channel, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.